Hello everyone, very good morning to all of you. Please let me know if I'm audible and visible to all of you. Are we good to go? Assuming everything is fine, let me quickly brief you what is this session about. We are going to practice some questions and we are going to do it in sets. Okay, so if we have 4 to 5 questions of error detection, first we will do those questions in one go, back to back वो questions करेंगे and then I will explain. Okay, so this is how we are gonna go ahead. Um, that's one thing. And then talking about the, the title of today's session, as you can see, we need to start preparing in case you are preparing for the SBI exam. आपको इस तरीके से practice करनी की शुरू करनी पड़ेगी. So I hope you all are ready. I'll give you the first question, which is a para jumble question. जल्दी से like और share कर दो वीडियो को. Subscribe now if you're new and free PDFs के लिए join our Telegram group. Link is in the description. So you have to do this question first and you have to arrange all the sentences जिसके लिए आपको total time मिलेगा 3.5 minutes. एग्जाम में भी आपको ऐसे ही क्वेश्चन आना है which is the first sentence A B C D E, which is the second sentence B C D E F, third B C D E F, ऐसे करके. So ultimately the point is कि पूरा arrange करके ही you can answer. All I'm gonna do is save some time in giving one by one question. पांचों question एग्जाम में भी करने हैं, यहाँ पर भी करने हैं. Please get going. Till the time I show the answer, you can still take a little bit of more time and check. Answer is DPAFCE. However, many people may not be aware. So, however, is introducing contrast. We have to check if there is any positive sentence before, because many people may not be aware. This is talking about not be aware of the many things. Today, even those who have little knowledge about the production of virtual reality are now most likely aware of its use in video games. So, why we are talking about it? So, still. Similarly, again, a hint word. It's a hint word. Medical students have substituted a cadaver for a fiberglass mold. So similar type की बात, similar logic की बात I should have before seen. Virtual reality was an unfamiliar concept to many people. So this is something like past plus at the same time we get to see what was in the past and how things have become now. Of course, the first one. Introducing virtual reality to the real world, thus, has already been proven to be beneficial for every industry. It just sounds like a closure, it has does in it, but ज़रूरी नहीं है कि does है तो last ही होगा. For example, astronaut trainees have recently used virtual reality to simulate a trip to space. So, what we are saying here is that astronaut trainees have recently used virtual reality to simulate a trip to space. And then there is another specific domain, medical students. Similarly, they have substituted a cadaver for a fiberglass mold of a body. So, of course, F or C pakka pair hai. They have examples and they have how virtual reality or not virtual reality exactly but technology के कारण कुछ change हुआ है. E has a conclusive tone तो FC के बाद ही कहीं आएगा. B says today even those who have little knowledge are most likely aware of its use in video games. This is also sort of an example. However, many people may not be aware of numerous other areas where it has been applied. So, video games is something which is leisure part, astronaut, medical students. This is where we don't think that VR would work. Logic. That's why B will come first and A will come after it. That's the contrast. Virtual reality video games में तो है, but something we haven't thought of वहाँ पर भी है. So BA makes sense here, and that's your answer. I hope the answer made sense to you. Chalo, we will do now back to back. I believe there are 5 questions. Error detection. So first we'll do all 5. आप लोग को पूरे क्वेश्चन 5 साथ में करने, then I will explain. We'll see. I will explain everything. First, you do all 5 questions together. I gave you this question in flow, but first we'll discuss the earlier question. First question was first five questions were of error detection. So answer is C and D. You are supposed to mark the part which is grammatically correct. Please check in any error detection question. If you are asked to mark the correct one or the incorrect one, ना हमेशा जरूरी नहीं है कि error वाला part ही पूछेंगे mark करने. So the economic condition, economical means pocket friendly. We don't want to use that. Of the African countries is worse and it is unlikely. Now worse than what? There is no comparison. So it is bad and it is unlikely that the situation is going to improve in the near future. So C or D बिल्कुल सही थे. It is unexpected that such mistakes have been found. So find third form found will be used here. Found as verb first form whose form third form participle form is founded is not something जो कि यहाँ पे मैं use कर सकती हूँ because the meaning is different. The meaning is to establish something. Okay, since he is the most sincere student in the class. So A is correct, C, D are correct, but yes, there was one mistake of correct verb to be used in the sentence. Please go take some rest. Okay, since you are awake the whole night, something happened throughout the night, so you are awake तो पक्के से नहीं आएगा. You have been awake whole night and it is important to take care of yourself. Everything is in flow. 2 plus V1 form of reflexive pronoun and everything. So please your answer. It is a shame, okay, that he is born of. We are born of some our parents. We are born of honest parents. We are born of great parents. So we the correct phrase that we use when we talk about family, we want to talk about किसी घर में हमारा जन्म हुआ है. We say born of, not from. Okay. Some of you may not know this, so अभी ये note कर लेना point. And still he has turned out to be the most dishonest person in this entire area. Okay. So the answer here is A, B, C, D. All are correct. Basically means no error. Yeah. I mean, you want me to explain? Prosecution failed to provide even a single proof. So as to. So as a connector use हुआ है ना? That he was actually committed. He has actually committed the crime, and that is why something happened. We have done this one question. I'll explain later. You please carry on with the next ones. फिर हम group में समझेंगे. Okay, let's see why the answers are the answers. The larger implication of the directive on offers still remain somewhat unclear. Now, see, still remains, but if I say remains, the larger implication still remains somewhat unclear. Maybe, maybe not. We have to see rest of the sentence that what exactly we want to convey here. Remaining नहीं आएगा, that's for sure. Okay, then आगे बढ़ते हैं. Remained remains somewhat unclear since the regulator's latest instruction, latest तो सब जगह same है, don't have to worry about it. Regulators with correct apostrophe is also same everywhere. The is also same everywhere. So ये सारे words मेरे काम के नहीं है. दो although contrast बताता है. So since को नहीं यूज करेंगे, we are gonna say दो instructions do not explicitly mention reporting of something. So यहाँ पे definitely दो all दो में से कुछ भी आ सकता है because both of them are interchangeable. Okay, now do not mention something last month. There is something that happened last month, and that's the reason got a relief way 2 is used. I know I want to use remained over here. Okay, so this is how I know C is the answer. आया समझ में? The practical importance of the role of the industrialist in the establishment of new order is greater than that of. We are talking about the importance of ABCD in ABCD is greater. The importance is greater than the importance of the economist and the politician. So that's why the comparison is not between the industrialist, economist, and politician. It is between the importance part. That of इसलिए यहाँ जरूरी है. Okay. Uh, okay. So Campbell said ABCD and hence succeeded. It is not possible all time, and hence the company would be able to keep on working at something. You work on a project, you keep on working on doing something, building something, creating something. तो पहले तो on आएगा, at वाला option हटा. There is a compulsion here, है ना, करना ही होगा, and that's why will have to keep on यहाँ पर आएगा. Okay. Many organizations plural है, आग बंद करके 3 ऑप्शन आउट. आर बिगिनिंग, आर के साथ बिगिन अपने आप में रॉन्ग है. Jet Airways is sorting. That we cannot see. Seek is the first form of the word, not sort. So that's why this is technically wrong in itself. It sought to reshort something on Saturday. So whenever there is a timestamp, time word, you are supposed to use past tense. A is your answer. I hope all the answers are clear to you now. And now we will move towards doing some rearrangement. Okay. I hope you got all five of them correct because that's one of the easiest topic that we get to see in the exam. So, India this week will be watched not as much for understand. Of course, much for understand doesn't make sense. You know? India this week will, if I get only one pair, a strong pair, I can eliminate many options. So India this week will be watched not as much for what? For substance, for the visit, for understand to definitely नहीं आएगा. So D makes more sense for substance. As for now, that New Delhi and Washington. So A and D together, Washington did what? Signals that New Delhi and Washington understand the urgency. B hai. Now this trio is found only here. That was your answer. Next one. Um, Eligible beneficiaries along with their Aadhaar to prepare Aadhaar, the ministry Aadhaar numbers. A and D strong pair. We have here, here, not here, and this is out. Now, of course, I cannot start my sentence like this. AD in the first part in the beginning makes no sense. Again, it is out. To prepare a database of all the Ministry Agriculture makes no sense. But if I want to say agriculture, Ministry of Agriculture has written to state governments to do something. Now, the beginning of the sentence where C is the first one makes more sense. अपने आप आंसर आ गया है ना. Excuse me. Two. Okay, you have to learn to spot important words. Now C ends with two. If I have two, then I want a plural noun after it, right? The two what? So C and A are pakka pair, right? They are strong pair. Only this A begins with a plural. Here we have low wage occupations, but between the two low wage occupations will not make sense, है ना? तो सी ए आपको कहाँ मिल रहा है? एक ही ऑप्शन में ना, check it out. Arbitration works well when the power is balanced between the two sides. But what? But the balance between an employer and employee, particularly in occupations, the balance is often anything but even. So now you have A. Now again, try to figure out all over what. है ना? एक क्वेश्चन आता है all over what? All over the world, all over the rise, all over the company is viable, all over the world is a very common phrase you might have heard a lot. Okay, so of course we will just try to place them together. CB 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 इतनी जगह मिल रहा है. Another thing, okay, uh, if I say company is viable since most of the acquisitions by Indian companies, that cannot be my first one. Start इससे नहीं होगा. Now D is common where the things are starting. So the rise makes takeovers of oil blocks by Indian oil and natural gas. What? Natural gas companies? Definitely. So D and A भी पक्का पेयर है. आपका आंसर वापस से easily आ जाता है. Now, who opted for a bike? Somebody opted for a bike. This is a verb, है ना? आपने वो समझ लिया तो आपको और समझ में आ जाएगा. So the monetary hike, not bike, the monetary policy committee of the RBI opted for a hike. तो यहाँ पे D और A ऐसे ही पता चल जाता है कि पक्का पेयर है. Now D and A at the end will give you no meaning because we have a main verb here. तो बाकी का सेंटेंस कहाँ रखेंगे? Not the pair here, not the pair here, ये तो आएगा नहीं. आंसर अपने आप आपका ही आ जाता है. Next set, double fillers. I'll explain all the blanks together. Answer is so. The RBI annual report has called for immediate precaution on the four sectors of the economy, such as, namely, see, such as is for example, namely is you are naming the four sectors, literally naming. So, namely, inflation, fiscal deficit, shortfall, and exports. That will make more sense, you know. So that's what you have. B ka first option made it clear that that was the answer. There is strong evidence that economic and political freedom help to reinforce one another. They make each other stronger. बट्रिस भी बोल सकते थे फर्स्ट वर्ड में. सब्सटेंशिएट भी इन अ वे बोल सकते थे, कोरोबरेट और श्योर नहीं बोलेंगे. रादर देन बीइंग हॉस्टाइल टू वन अनदर, रादर देन से कॉन्ट्रास्ट चाहिए, नेगेटिव वर्ड. सो हॉस्टाइल इज ओनली what we have. So instead of being against each other, they actually help each other out. The dash results of these two studies, balanced हो सकता है, contradictory supporting हो सकता है, dash the need for further investigation. तो डेफिनेटली पॉजिटिव नहीं होगा, कॉन्ट्रडिक्टरी कॉन्ट्रास्ट में है. दैट्स व्हाई देयर इज इट्स हाईलाइटेड, इट इज it underscores, it highlights the need for further investigation because we are not satisfied. कॉन्ट्रडिक्टरी आंसर आ रहा है तो वापस से मेहनत करनी पड़ेगी. Our rigid policies have already pushed us over the brink. Over the cliff नहीं बोलते, limit recession नहीं, over the brink बोलते, means we are on the edge where inflation was threatening. तो आपका आंसर बहुत बहुत क्लियरली फिर से यहाँ पर डी था. ओके, जस्ट इन केस इफ एनी ऑफ यू आर वंडरिंग कि ऑब्ड्यूरेसी क्या होता है, so where it will again be caused by obduracy instead of by chance. That is when somebody doesn't want to do anything, okay, they are very stubborn, not willing to change. That is obduracy. Overcoming these problems is a central part. We have to recognize, it is argued here, the role of freedoms of different kind in countries. Countering these, what? These है तो plural आएगा, एक ही plural है यहाँ पे, तो और तो कोई plural है ही नहीं, है ना. These takes plural noun. These afflictions, ये आपका आंसर था. चलो, so that's it for today. Thank you so much. I'm gonna catch you guys later at 8 p.m. Till then, take care.